10 real exam-style questions for the Databricks Data Engineer Professional certification. Pause after each one. Lock in your answer and count your score. Question 1. Your silver delta table takes constant small deletes and updates, a few rows at a time, scattered across many large files. You enable deletion vectors. What actually changes? A. Speed comes at the cost of acid. Readers may briefly see rows that were already deleted. B. Files are still fully rewritten. The rewrites are just compressed and parallelized. C. Deleted rows move to a separate deleted table that every query must filter out. D. Deletes mark rows in a compact side file. Instead of rewriting files, a later optimized physically purges them. E. It's a read-side cache. The cost of deletes and updates doesn't change at all. The answer is D. Deletion vectors are merge-on-read for delta. A delete or update records the affected row positions in a compact side file, instead of rewriting whole data files, so tiny row-level changes stop costing full file rewrites. Readers transparently skip the marked rows, and ACID stays intact. Later, optimize or predictive optimization physically purges the soft deleted rows and compacts the files. And no, readers never see deleted rows, and it's definitely not just a read cache. Question 2. For each account, keep only the row with the latest event timestamp. Ties are broken by the higher ingest sequence. Exactly one row per account, fully deterministic, in a single pass. Which transformation is correct? A. Drop duplicates on account ID after a global sort by event timestamp and ingest sequence, descending. B. Rank over a window ordered by event timestamp, descending, then filter rank equals 1. C. Row number over a window partitioned by account ID, ordered by event timestamp, descending, then ingest sequence, descending, and filter row number equals 1. D. Group by account ID with max by on event timestamp. Spark breaks ties for you. E. First on event timestamp, after pre-sorting by ingest sequence. Spark preserves sort order through aggregation. The answer is C. Row number with compound ordering. Event timestamp descending, then ingest sequence descending. Applies the tiebreaker explicitly, and filtering row number equals 1 guarantees exactly one winner per account. Rank keeps all tied rows, and drop duplicates after a global sort? That's the trap. Spark doesn't preserve sort order through a shuffle. Question 3. A group of analysts, currently holding no privileges at all, needs to query one table in Unity Catalog. What's the minimum set of grants? A. Select on the table, plus use schema on the schema, plus use catalog on the catalog. B. Select on the table only. C. Select on the table, plus use catalog on the catalog. D. All privileges on the table. E. Modify on the table, plus use catalog on the catalog. The answer is A. Unity Catalog's privilege model is hierarchical. To read a table, you need the data privilege, that's select, plus the traversal privileges to reach it. Use schema on the parent schema, and use catalog on the parent catalog. Without traversal, the table isn't even visible, and that select grant can never be exercised. Question 4. An autoloader stream reads a container holding tens of millions of files, with hundreds of thousands more arriving every hour. Each microbatch spends most of its time listing the directory, not processing data. Without moving any files, which change most directly fixes the bottleneck? A. Lower max files per trigger, so each batch enumerates fewer files. B. Increase the trigger interval, the listing runs less often. C. Set include existing files to false, the checkpoint tracks the rest. D. Enable backfill interval, and repartition by date, so only today's folder is listed. E. Switch to file notification mode. New files arrive as cloud storage events, and nothing scans the directory. The answer is E. File notification mode turns discovery from pull into push. Autoloader subscribes to cloud storage events through a managed queue, so new files announce themselves. Nothing enumerates that ever-growing directory. Tuning max files per trigger, or stretching the trigger interval? Both still scan the whole directory. They just reschedule the same cost. Question 5. On every pull request, your CI must validate the Databricks Asset Bundle YAML, run the Python unit tests, and block the merge if either fails. On merge to main, CD deploys to prod. Which command sequence is correct? A. Databricks Bundle Plan, targeting prod, then PyTest. B. Databricks Bundle Validate, then PyTest, and the CD job runs Databricks Bundle Deploy, targeting prod. C. Databricks Bundle Deploy with a dry run flag, then unit test. D. Databricks Bundle Check, then Databricks Bundle Test, then PyTest. E. Databricks Bundle Lint, then validate with the required target flag, then PyTest. Lock in your answer. The answer is B. Bundle Validate is the purpose-built offline check. YAML syntax, schema, variable references. No workspace connection, and no target flag needed. Both Validate and PyTest exit non-zero on failure, which blocks the merge. And here's the exam trick. Dry run, bundle check, bundle test, bundle lint, none of those commands exist. Question 6. 1 curated Delta table, 2 very different consumers. First, a partner organization on Databricks with Unity Catalog. Second, an external team on Plain Pandas and Spark with no Databricks account. You need live, no-copy access for both, one technology and centralized grants. What's the setup? A. Lakehouse Federation for the partner, plus a JDBC endpoint for the external team. B. Databricks to Databricks sharing for the partner, plus nightly Parquet exports, because the open protocol is Databricks only. C. Delta sharing for both, a Databricks to Databricks recipient for the partner, and an open protocol recipient with a bearer token for the external team. D. Deep clone into each recipient's bucket. Clones stay in sync automatically. E. A marketplace listing plus a personal access token against the jobs API. The answer is C. Delta sharing covers both modes with one technology. The partner's Unity catalog mounts the share as a catalog, live, no copies, centrally granted. And the external team? The open protocol serves them live data with a bearer token from Plain Pandas or Spark. No Databricks account required. That open protocol exists precisely for non-Databricks clients, so nightly exports miss the whole point. Question 7. A multitask job run failed overnight, and you want the postmortem in SQL, not clicks. Which tasks inside the run failed? Their start time, end time, and result state, per task. Which system table do you query? A. System.billing.usage. B. System.lakeflow.jobtaskRunTimeline. C. System.compute.node timeline. D. System.access.audit. The answer is B. The job task run timeline table records per task execution detail for every job run. Task name, start and end times, and result state, all queryable with plain SQL. Billing usage is for cost. Node timeline is hardware events. And access audit is who touched what data. None of those carry per task run states. Question 8. A group is granted select on the catalog called analytics, and separately, select on the schema analytics.reporting. Later, a new table appears under reporting, and a whole new schema called staging is created. No further grants. What can the group read? A. Only what existed at grant time. New objects need fresh grants. B. Only explicitly granted objects. Unity catalog doesn't inherit downward. C. Tables under reporting only. The specific grant overrides the broad one. D. Everything. A catalog level select is inherited by all current and future children, and the schema grant was redundant. E. The catalog grant is just visibility. Only reporting is actually readable. The answer is D. Unity catalog privileges flow downward to all child securables, existing and future. That catalog level select already covers every table in every schema, including the ones created later. Grants are additive. A narrower grant never overrides a broader one. The schema grant was redundant the moment the catalog grant existed. Question 9. A large delta fact table, Hive partitioned by event date, with periodic Z order by customer ID. The pane, tiny partitions on slow days, a full rewrite when they tried adding a partition key, and clustering keys that can't be changed. Why does liquid clustering fix all three? A. Cluster by replaces partitioning and Z-order. No fixed directories, new data clusters incrementally, and keys can be changed later without rewriting existing data. B. It's a faster form of Hive partitioning, one directory per key value, but auto-compacted. C. It clusters only one column, you still need the date partitions underneath. D. Cluster by is metadata only, you still run Z-order after each write. E. Every write is fully sorted at ingestion, so optimize is never needed again. The answer is A. Liquid clustering swaps rigid partition directories for clustering keys. No per-value directories means no small partition skew. New data is clustered incrementally, no full table rewrites. And the killer feature, you can change the clustering keys later without rewriting existing data. It supports multiple columns too, so event date and customer ID both cluster. Question 10. Last one. A Lakeflow declarative pipeline must maintain a Type 2 slowly changing customer dimension from a CDC feed that carries a sequence number for ordering. Which apply changes configuration produces the Type 2 history? A. Keys on customer ID and sequence number, stored as SCD Type 2. B. SCD Type 1 plus change data feed on the target. C. A hand-coded merge. Apply changes only supports Type 1. D. SCD Type 2 without sequence by. Ordering comes from commit versions. E. Keys on customer ID, sequence by sequence number, stored as SCD Type 2. The answer is E. Keys identify the business entity. Sequence by orders the changes, and stored as SCD Type 2 keeps every historical version with validity columns maintained for you. No handwritten merge. Putting the sequence number in the keys is the trap. Every change becomes a new entity, and the dimension breaks. And that's all 10. How many did you get right? Tell me in the comments. And if you want full-length practice exams with hundreds more questions like these, head to testlogichub.com.